Is it working? Did I break anything? Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Come on. Come on, Twitch. Catch up, please. I can never tell. I can't tell. I'll wait for the chat to catch up too. Hey, there we go. I'm always worried it blew up. Oh man, so thanks, Shauna. Thanks for doing some awesome typography. I hope you guys caught that. She does some great work, and I love watching her stuff. So yeah, very cool stuff. Good to see you. Who all's here? Let's see. I see Daniel. I see Ago's back. Column, what's up, Ash? Okay, we always got to do the audio check because I managed to mess everything up from in between each week. So if the specifically the music is, if the music is too loud, let me know and I'll crank it down. If it's not loud enough, let me know and I'll turn it up. So what's up? How you guys been? Let me move the chat window over here so I can see you. Riddler's always here. What's up, Perry? Minute. Poncho. Oh, Riddler's got a question already. We haven't even started yet. Riddler's got a question. What do you got? What do you got for me? Seems good. All right, we got thumbs up from Column. Vinit. What's up, Vinit? We only got one thumbs up. Bruzy, what's up? Wild today in college, very proud. Oh, you saw some of my work in college? Right on. That's cool. I like seeing my stuff out in the wild. I know, Riddler. I know. It's coming. Okay, Agar doesn't hear any music. If type 1 if you don't hear any music. Anyone else? We got to have a majority rule because I can hear music, but that's because my speakers are messed up and I don't know what's on. All right. Well, let's see. Let me bump this up a hair, and let's see if that does a trick. Will that do the trick? Hopefully it does a trick. I see a bunch of ones now. All right, now type a, let's see, type an E if you hear it. Let's try it. Okay. Let's try that. That's fine. Oh, I got you, Riddler. Yep. I'm in the next couple months. I'm shooting for it. All right, we got a bunch of E's. That's what I want to see. Right on column. Give me an F. What's up, Daniel? Helios. How you guys doing? It's been a week already. And what did we do last week? What did we do last week? Let me look through my notepad. I remember the end of the stream because we talked about doing t-shirt graphics, but I'm going to push that off for next week because I still got some half-baked ideas, and if I put them on the screen right now, you'll just see me get angry and rage quit and flip my desk and leave. So that's usually the way it goes. But I don't even remember what we did last week. Do you guys remember? Really bought some new toys. What'd you buy? Ah, thanks, Perry. You're making me blush. So there's something wrong with me. I drank a whole bunch of coffee today, and I realized like 90% of it was decaf. Yeah. And it's still working, which is scary. So maybe they were labeled wrong, or maybe it's more likely there's just something wrong with me. Which, yeah. Riddler got himself a new graphics tablet, a Samsung tablet. Ooh. Oh, nice, Riddler. All right. If you order it from the US side, that comes from me. So, yep. I will, I'll try to make sure I wash my hands before I pack your order. Or before one of us does. If you order it from the UK, though, that ain't me. Otherwise, if it was me, you'd see me very tired right now. So what did we do last stream? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. See, usually I re-upload the stream. Can't get words out of my mouth today. What's new? But I honestly don't remember what we did. What did we do? What do my files say? We did... You know, do you guys ever get that where your mind just goes blank? I get this every time, like, I'll go to, like, say a hardware store for something specifically in mind, and I'll get to the hardware store and it's like, I don't even know why I'm here. It just happens. I don't know. We worked on, okay, the Medal of Honor stuff was the week before. I feel like I do this every Tuesday. Because I wanted to try to, like, figure out blob brush. We drew robots with the blob brush. No one's gonna help me on that. Oh man, Roboheads. Yeah, Noco's got it. Caffeine deficiency, Poncho. Maybe that is. Maybe it's like a reverse thing. I heard sometimes that when you get immune to caffeine, it actually makes you sleepy. And so maybe because I haven't had enough of it, I'm not sedated. I don't know. Who knows? Perry, the new hoodie is pretty cool. We're gonna get some of those in stock on the US. Right now they're all UK side for the time being. The problem with like that type of stuff is it's like cold in the UK, but out here in California, it's like, you know, no one's wearing a hoodie right now. So we might still get some in though, and then we'll gear up again when it gets. Or for those of you that plan ahead, it's perfect. All right, so. Tonight I'm gonna work on some more Pretzel stuff. Remember that homepage we were working on? I wanna keep working on that because I never got a chance to finish it, and Nate and Ryan will have my head if I don't get it done for them. I'm just kidding. In fact, I wonder, they're actually here in California. I'm supposed to go meet up with them hopefully if they get some downtime to go see what's up. Usually you see Not, you know, KNAUGHT in the chat, and you see McLaffy Taffy. Old school buddy of mine. They're the other guys behind Pretzel, as well as a couple others. Made Monster. That's the artwork we were doing last week. We did the Made Monster artwork. I don't know how I can't remember any of this stuff. Do you recommend using an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil as a graphic tablet? I have never actually used one, Rocket. I keep getting told it's really cool. Sticky here on the Adobe stream uses it, I think. I'm like 99.9% sure that's what he uses, and he makes some incredible art. He even drew Ren and Stimpy one night. That looked pretty cool. And I dropped my cap. Hold on. So, I've heard nothing but good things about it, Ago. I have an iPad, but I doubt it's like old, and I doubt it would work with the pencil. It might work with the regular pencil. So let's switch over to the other screen before I like totally forget what we're doing. So yeah, so raise your hands, press 1, and spin around your chair if you remember us doing this web design thing. There's stuff all over my desk. I swear. It was. It has to be a pro. Okay, yeah. My iPad is very amateur, so it has a big old crack across the screen, which makes things even better. So. It's fun when you're trying to like play games and you end up with like band-aids all over your finger. Okay, you guys remember right on. We got some old schoolers in here. Yeah, so let's continue this thing, and I'm gonna like try. The gradient is back. Yeah, do you remember when we got that thing going? The whole, that was the blend tool thing. If you guys want me to show you that again, because that's always magic. I love playing with the blend tool in Illustrator. And we might actually open it back up in Illustrator and modify it a bit more. Though, last time we were debating about this one down here. Do you guys remember down here? And I'm going to rework this section. I want to make it a little more exciting. I've actually got a sketch. Holy cow. Evan has a sketch. I have a sketch that we're going to work off of. Yeah, and then I have like an illustration to go with another part that we're gonna make. It's not very exciting right now, but it will be exciting. I hope that's the plan. We'll try to make it super exciting, and yeah, just exciting. Right on, Riddler. Now I'm pretty sure if you want to go download Pretzel, if you haven't seen Pretzel, that's where the music is coming from right now. And Pretzel is a pull it right in the screen here. Boom. It's this little tiny player. Right now we've got the streamer mode built, which is this little tiny box player. It was meant to be small on purpose, so you can just kind of move it all over your desktop wherever you need it for streamers to just get it out of the way and not have to worry about it. Wait, we aren't making Ago, that was the other thing. All right, Ago, I'm writing this down. Style guides, okay? we had T graphics and style guides. And style guides, it doesn't surprise me that I forgot. It's been a busy week. But what does surprise me is that I forgot, and then we're doing something else with what we're going to make a style guide for anyways, which is Pretzel. But to that point, I do have a bit more to do before we can make a style guide. I'm just realizing. So, yeah, Aggo, that will be, man, you called me out on that one. Good job. Call him. So did I. Shh, don't tell no one. So this is the Pretzel player, and it plays stream-friendly music. That is, you can turn it on and let it play, and you don't have to worry about monetization or your video being muted after the fact or anything like that. It's totally stream-friendly music that gets piped through this sucker. And the library just keeps growing. I think they're at like 1,000 something songs now. Don't quote me, but it just keeps growing and growing. And they're working on new genres and stuff. So for a lot of streams, you know, you're pretty much just kind of the vast majority of streams are the music supplied for, or music that's available for streamers is mainly EDM, right? But you know, there's a lot of people that would like other genres too. I mean, I like EDM, but I would also like some good old punk rock sometimes, right? So we're working on stuff like that and getting some other genres in there. And so we definitely want to use that as a bullet point on the site. But before I'm gonna ramble for 3 hours. I'm just gonna warn you. So let me move that out. As something we need before the style guide. Yeah. No kidding, Mike. Wait, Mike. Is that Mike? Which Mike? Oh. Threw me for a loop. Is this the same Mike? Mike Gaming. No. Different Mike. Okay, sorry. I'm getting mixed up. Now I'm totally just confused. What happened? My brain shut off. It does this. That is totally me. It is Mike. So we need to finish this webpage because this is as far as we got. I mean, we did spend. Now it's coming back. We did spend a good majority of time playing around in Illustrator with the soundwave looking thing graphic we did. And the developer behind Pretzel came up with a good idea, that because we were going back and forth on whether or not that soundwave design, this thing back here, should be if we should keep it white in color like the one up top, or if we should have it the brand color of the one before. And it was very, very split. What's the Pretzel website? So the Pretzel website is going to be the homepage for Pretzel. I'm explaining this all terrible. So currently, when you go to Pretzel, if you're logged in and you go to Pretzel Rocks, you get the web-based player, right? I was afraid to do this last time. If I log out, if you go to Pretzel Rocks right now, pretzel.rocks, you'll get the ability to log in. And I think anybody can go in and download the player now. I think we've gotten to the point where anybody can just hop on and download it. If you do download it, let me know, and let me know what you guys think about it. It's pretty cool. So we're making the new official homepage for this, and I'm trying to get across some marketing points and whatnot. There's actually going to be a premium version as well, with some extra bonuses to there. But for the most part, the free version does everything you need. So yeah, there's just, but we have to show that on the website. So the website's going to talk to a few points. The main point being just download the thing and listen to some music and have fun, because it doesn't matter, So the first part of this website is to, of course, download for Windows. And some people would rather just play it in the browser. Now, if you play it in the browser, in the future, it's not going to have all the settings that a hardcore streamer is going to need. So the desktop version is the version you need, which is the one I just showed, and also which is the screenshot below here. And I thought I might be funny and write actual size underneath here or something. So it's an audio player built just for the stream community. It only pipes in stream-free music. You can play it on YouTube, Beam, Twitch, anywhere you want, and it just goes, right? It just plays. There's going to be a lot of bells and whistles built in later, but if you want to just get going, you need music in a pinch, and you want to live stream some games or something and need some background music, you just turn on the Pretzel player and you don't have to worry about it. It's just done. So the next part we wanted to talk to, though, was about the catalog, about the growing music catalog and the different genres that we're going to grow into, and the current library is pretty killer. So even if you're not a streamer and you just want some good music, this is a great low resource player to just fire up on your laptop or on your computer or even on your phone and just listen to some tunes and pipe them in. So I thought this area looked kind of cool, but just the overall square I thought was a little bit boring. So I'm going to try to move some parts around and have some overlap and whatnot. And to get all the way back to what we were talking about, this kind of soundwave looking thing, our developer said that he could make it do a shimmer and go from white to the green. So he can code it, which is like space magic. So we're gonna have him do that. So the next part I wanted to talk to, though, on down here was gonna be, I thought I would pull in this page. And how many of you guys live stream on a daily basis? Is there anybody else in here that does live streaming, even just for fun or for giggles or whatnot? Oh, thanks, Jonathan. Downloading now, right on, Perry. Would there be a way to put the name of a song in text on a stream column? Exactly. So that's a couple things coming down the pipe, is that there's going to be some overlays and whatnot. So you can either currently if you go to the player, if you do already write to a file, you can go to settings and you can have the now playing label file that's your text file. So you pick your text file you want it to write to if you're currently using overlays, and so your overlay code, I don't really know how that part works. I've never set one up for my streams, but it'll call out to that file and grab what's playing and then show it on your stream. But also, one thing that we might, I don't know if we'll tackle it tonight, it's on my radar, we're going to have some some in-house lower thirds that show now playing and the album artwork and the artist name and the track name that will animate on your live stream as you're going. So that's one of the points that I need to pull into this design, right? So as your what's playing is showing either on your live stream, you can also have it to show up in your chat, right? There's a lot of other softwares out there that does this. I think that you can set up. I think it takes multiple softwares to do it. I don't know. Don't quote me. But it shows what's playing and what the music is in the chat at the time. When a user types in what's playing, or it just says what's playing in the chat, there will be a link. Okay, so say I'm listening to, you're seeing the player here, and we're listening to Approaching Nirvana, and in the chat it says now playing Approaching Nirvana, Waiting for the Sun. Well, if somebody clicked on that link, it would take them to a web page, and that would be this web page where you could see what was playing. So you'd see, so imagine instead of the top one now playing, it wouldn't be Fire, it would be Approaching Nirvana. It'd be the same as what you're seeing on the Pretzel player. It'd say Approaching Nirvana, Waiting for the Sun, and to have the album artwork up top. And then below that, you could see every other track that's been playing since that streamer's been streaming, or since that streamer's had the player going on their stream. So it's going to keep a record of every track that's been going. So maybe you heard a song 10-20 minutes ago, and you're like, what's that song? Well, you can go to the streamer's page on Pretzel Rocks and see, okay, they were playing, these are all made up, but most of them, Matadors is a psychobilly band, so you can say, oh, they were playing that song 24 minutes ago. Okay, I want to listen to it, and then it'll give you, ways to listen to it. So that's another, I want to pull this whole screenshot into our homepage. So that's another that's what's going to happen down here, and talk about like the more kind of stream specific features, if you will. And so that's that plan. And then finally below that, I want to do if you're not a live streamer and just want good music, it's built for that, as well. So that's where this little design comes in. Can you even see that? Let me switch scenes. I can't even see this. Where is my mouse? So I was thinking like a little laptop with a big old speaker on either side of it, and then it would be blasting out patterns to show off like the genres behind it. So we might get to the point where we can build that in Illustrator and see how that turns out. So yeah, so that's what's on the radar. Oh, that was a lot to say. Rosu, it should be. Yeah, that's the plan, to try to make it into something that will be, the go-to player for any streamer that just wants to fire it up. We're also working on a whole boatload of settings at the moment that if you live stream, you'll need, like, you can automatically set all of the volume percentages you want, like on the fly. So, say you don't want, say for extreme, like I'm always fumbling with at the beginning of these streams. I'm always like, is the audio okay? Well, within the app, I'll have like a preset, or I'll have a hotkey binded to it that I can just say, I don't know, say my hotkey is Control W or something, and it automatically sets it to like the audio, to the volume to like 20% or something. You know what I mean? So I can have all these presets built in, and then you can map them, keybinds. That's the word I'm looking for. You can keybind them, a bunch of settings, anywhere you want it. So that's what's on the radar. So before I forget about this piece right here, I'm going to change this to a gradient overlay. I got my brand color now as a color overlay, and let's try. I'm going to copy this. I get in the habit of this a lot. I don't know if you guys do it, but whenever I'm reusing like a color, I'll always just copy the hex code, even if I don't need it. But it's just habit, where I'll just copy the hex value so I have it whenever I'm working on some other layer elsewhere. And we're working in Photoshop tonight. I built this thing in Photoshop. It'd be cool if I would do this in XD, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But yeah, so Photoshop tonight. So that's what the soundwave looked like, with just with no overlay. So let's use a gradient overlay, and let's get rid of some of these sliders, and we're going to use the brand color. So I can just paste in my hex value down here, which is so nice. When you open other like drawing programs or photo programs, they don't have that. It's like you have to go back and read. Okay, what were my RGB numbers or whatnot? Doing a lot of writing stuff down, but it's nice when you can just paste in. Oh, that's my value. So let me make sure these are set to 100% white there, and then we can do. I want the shimmer going that way, right? It's going to go kind of at a 45, so let's drag the angle and let's pull it down. Just for the effect, we'll tighten this up for now. There we go, something like that. Also, I wanted to keep going with these slant type breaks. I think it helps give the page just makes it a little more dynamic. So I wanted to break this area up too, and I think for now we just have, let's see, that is mapped to there. So this one, we'll grab this one. I made this with just a shape. So okay, before I get too far into it though, if you guys ever have questions or want to show me something, yeah, Vinnet, I would pick close window. That's great. Yeah, that wouldn't work. But you know what I mean, right? The keybinds. Before I jump in too far though, remember, if you want to show off anything that you're working on, portfolio or artwork or web designs or whatnot, Twitter is your friend. So I will post the old Twitter link. You can always Twitter it at me, and we'll pull Twitter up, from time to time over the stream per usual. Tweet any art stuffs here to look at on stream. I'm sorry my keyboard's so loud. I think we went over that. Also, if you have any questions, I'll be looking at chat pretty consistently, and so we can go over anything that you might have questions on. I'll explain it a little better if I don't explain it well the first time, or I might just explain it terribly the whole time. But we will get somewhat close, I hope. I hope. Let's see. XD works good for quick things, but you can't do nearly as much effects in XD. It's better for pasting in your final designs. Yeah, John, that makes sense. Yeah, I go DM a design. We looked at a lot of designs last week, which is pretty cool. I love pulling them up, seeing what you guys are working on. I'll admit I'm kind of selfish. I like seeing what you guys do. So I was thinking of like maybe hanging one of these off so there's an overlap. And doing something like, let's zoom in so I can see, make sure my pixels are spot on or as close as my eyeballs will tell me. And then I wanted to add some more. I think I had some more artwork. Nate sent me a whole bunch of stuff, and I hope I saved it. So how about you guys? What type of stuff you been working on lately? That's another reason why I want you to tweet it at me, because I'm always curious. You know, are you working on web stuff too, or are you working on like t-shirt designs, or you know, what do you got? What do you got for me? Man, where did he? I know he had that. You know what I can do? I can, just for a pinch, Extreme Road Trip. Let's see. What other cover art we got? Revival. James Flamestar. Do I have that one already? No. Okay. I kind of like how it's just black and white. So I'm going to take a screen grab, copy that, and we'll paste it right in. Speaking of which, he's got a new EP, and I think it's on Pretzel. I don't know if it's on yet, but it's really good. So I'm going to make a selection. I'm holding shift so I can get a perfect square. And I'm going to right click and just hit layer via cut. And then I can get rid of the layer I just pasted in. And I have that one. So I also want to turn this into a smart object just in case. And I think what I wanted to do, this was at what? 119. What is half of 119? That's not a whole number. I'm gonna open the old calculator and see what's close. 119 divided by 2, 59. So let's do 59. And I wanted to try to make kind of an interesting pattern with these covers. And where's my guides? I feel like I can break the rule on this one and kind of go over this guide. Right now I have a 12 column setup here. Maybe this one works better if we move it kind of like that. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We got to put in the our favorite artwork. Be a little selfish. Let me find it. Where is it? This one. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Copy that. Convert that to smart object as well. And then size this one down to 59. I don't know if these kind of outliers hanging off will work, but maybe it should be in here like another like block instead. Move this one back in. I don't know, it's kind of an interesting shape. I'm thinking, I don't know. What if this one is 59? And this is why I turned them all into smart objects, because I can blow them back up if needed. Another thing that I like to keep, I usually keep going and keep on in Photoshop is auto select layer. I don't know if you guys do that. Do you guys keep that going? 59 illustrations to vector. Oh, for a card game? Wow. Yeah, you got your work cut out for you. Okay, Mike, that is you. I was trying to make sure. Okay, Mike here is the developer. I'm like, I think that's his name, but I don't want to, just in case. What's up, Swami? Thinking about grabbing album covers from the most popular albums per day and have them dynamically populate that area. Wouldn't that be dope? That'd be pretty cool. Oh, man. What's up, Scott? Good to see you, Scott. Yeah, that old grind. The hotkey control click to select layer. Yep. Auto select layer. Yep. If you notice, when you first load Photoshop, I think it's set to group. I think, which always throws me off. So the first thing I do is I go and I turn that to layer. And for the most part, I'll keep it checked. And I think it works the same way. If you hold Control, it'll turn it off. Right? So if you need to toggle it on or off, and then if you have it unchecked and you hold Control, it'll turn it on. So that's a good little shortcut to remember. So that way, you know, like here, it's not letting me select off these two layers, right? But the minute I hold Control, it just selected, you know, whatever I clicked on. So keep that in mind. Move these guys back real quick. So I don't know. I always got used to just having it always on, and then if I need it off, I'll either hit Control or I usually just get lazy and go up and turn it back off. Or that's not lazy. I guess that's just manual. So let's see here. I want to move some more of these around. I gotta find a pattern. So Mike, did we get are we still good on the nice little gradient shimmer? I feel like I want to grab another cover. What else do I got? Man, Nate sent me a whole bunch and I don't remember where I saved them. Cause that's how my brain works. We might have to just use placeholders until I can remember where they're at. Actually, let me see. They could be in the old. There's a way to like look at. Oh, he did give them to me. Okay, we grab that one. That one. Oh, there it is. Found it. Hold up. We got covers. Let me download it. Having to use WordPress. Yeah, I do use WordPress. The first portfolio site on here as I'm an animator and am intending on working on a portfolio site. WordPress is pretty cool because it's free, and it's actually pretty straightforward and it's extremely robust. So I mean, I've used it for quite some time and have not found a reason to really go elsewhere yet. Let's save you there. Yeah, there. Okay. Let me get back to this. Yep, I learned WordPress way back in the day before they even had themes. When they first started out in, I don't know, it was like 99 or 2000. Nah, I couldn't be that early. Probably 2000, 2001, maybe. And I like how they had gotten, like, they got blogging down really well, and then it was after the fact that people started using it as more of a CMS. Ooh, there's a lot of good art in here. We don't have. I'm looking for also color variation. So, what do we got? Ooh, this is nice. Let's use that. All right. Control A, Control C. Let's paste that in. We'll convert to Smart Object. And to do that, just right-click on the layer and select Convert to Smart Object. So, let's take this one down to 59 as well. There you are. I want it to be kind of like a... And then I also hold shift a lot, you know, because I just want to move on 90s. 90s or 45s, mainly just 90s. All right, but now I'm covering all my other layers. Maybe we just kind of... Let's see, there's a bunch of stuff hidden under here. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so we accidentally did something which I like. We broke this up a little bit. Let's do the same here. Kind of vary it up. We'll break this one out. That maybe. That can stay there. This is a nice cover just because it's blue. Convert to Smart Object. Control T. 59. We're looking for the magic number 59. Glad I didn't pick another number. That would have sounded really bad. One more. There we go. 59. All right, we'll move this guy into place. All right, that's better. We can leave that for now. Mike, this isn't making you sad, I hope. I hope I'm not designing too uncode friendly. Kind of move all these into place. Close enough. All right, that's looking cool. But now we're kind of running over into our text. I do need... Oh, this is cool. What is this? Big giant circles. Let's do one more. I think this was 119, right? Didn't we have 119? Okay, that way we can get an overlap going here. So now since this is a shape, I should be able to grab a point. We'll kind of do something like that. Maybe something like that for now. All right, we'll leave it like that for now, so we can move on and do the rest of it. Perry, you gotta go to... Where are you going? You gotta go sleep. Hey, what's up, Nate? Ryan? Thought you guys would still be stuck in Disneyland. So, I've decided to give the homepage another look over tonight, and I'm looking at all this awesome cover artwork you sent. So we're getting some more in. And then we're going to move on to the what's playing page on the homepage. You guys gotta let me know what's a good day next week. All right. Our music catalog is constantly updating and adding tracks from your favorite artists, genres, and more. Just turn the player on and let it do its thing. All right, let's do some housekeeping here. Okay, that we're gonna have to pull in somehow. Okay, so hopefully we put all this in a folder. All of the artwork is in. See, we got smart. We did something called catalog. All right, so now the backgrounds are not in a folder at the moment. Don't kill me. But I don't, they're kind of, there we go. Maybe something like that. I'm also wondering if we need a, I'm wondering if sign up needs to be a button. Not a magenta button, but it needs to be a button. Because sign up is important. I know, Taffy. I'm still battling a cold. Aiden, no, this is a real thing. It will be a real website. We're just designing doing the design things. We used Amazon Prime to send us a Ninja blender so we can make more. Prime membership's paying off, isn't it? That's pretty cool. All right, so we've got music laid out, and let's give us some breathing room and go ahead and move that over. All right, and you can toggle guys on and off by control, and then it's semicolon. Do, like that. and it's awful fun. Okay, so this next part, let's grab our crop tool and make this thing taller because we're gonna need some more real estate. So this area, it's gotta think. A lot of layers going on. Gotta think about it. Thank you, Photoshop. Okay, I'm gonna save out this thing before I forget. Now, our what's playing page. Let's see. It's actually, I think what we want to do is let's copy this, Control J. Let's go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, and we're going to drag it down here because I think what we're going to do is we're just going to show part of the screenshot. We're not going to show the whole thing. Question is the color palette. Down here, let's go ahead and change this color up so we know what we're working with here. Let's pick a gray for now. Alright, so I'm going to take this whole screenshot and we're going to dump it into its own folder. So I can just take the whole thing and drag it. Let me name this real quick. This is gonna be what's playing. And I can actually turn the whole folder into a smart object. And that'll help because then it's not a giant folder of stuff that I gotta mess with. Okay, so let's press Control G and group that so we stay organized. And we're going to call this the stream. What did I call it? The live stream or streaming features. And you might want to make some icons for this actually. So let's. You know what? I wonder. I feel like we're going to need this space for some other features down the road, like, or other features that aren't specific to. You know what, Mike? Can I steal your overlay? I don't suppose you got a screenshot of that I can make borrow. Let's see. I'm just thinking. So, of course, this background's going to have to change, so we can't see the page. So I wonder if for now we copy up here. And that was a vector smart object. So let's make a new layer, Control J. And we will bring that down to, where'd my other layer go? Is it this one? Nope. Nope. That one. All right, so it needs to be right above that one. So maybe we do like that. Then move this so it just peeks out like that. It's getting there. I'm slowly thinking it through. Sometimes that's the hardest part, where you're just kind of like, maybe, sorta, maybe. All right. Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. So earlier we were talking about the in-house canned overlays. Mike actually designed some that are pretty dope. So I'd like to just grab what he's got, and we're going to use that in the mock-up. We are using the genre icons for us. Let me fire those up. All right, let's see. Let me find, because for here, let's go ahead and get our type ready for the next point here. Let's steal from the catalog. So here's another thing. I need to copy this icon here, right? So this infinity icon. Actually, I can close this out for the time being. Excuse me. Man, I drank that water too quick, or drank it too quick. So whenever you got to make a copy of a smart object, especially if it's a vector object or a vector smart object, make sure you right click on it and you say new smart object via copy. Then what happens is it's its own self-contained object that you can edit without editing the one you just copied. If I just press Control J, right? Say I press Control J. And I double click my copy. And I'm thinking, I just made a copy. It's no big deal. Well, it's a vector object, right? So if I then simply double click and open it in Illustrator and say, you know, I'm going to do my edit stuff and I'm going to edit things and let's make it look like weird old stupid sunglasses. You know, whatever that is. It looks like ant eyeballs. And I press Control S. Well, bam, they both just changed, right? You don't want to do that. So let's go back and let's Control Z all of our stupid stuff we just did to a perfectly good icon. Get it back. Control S, right? They both go back. All right, so now let's get rid of that copy and let's do Control new smart object via copy. Okay. So now if I move this up, and we go to this. We want to double click the little thumbnail icon, right? So double click that, and then say, just simply rotate this guy. Oh, look, it's an 8. Woo, we made an 8. And guess what? It's the only 8. We didn't affect both of them. So get into the habit of always doing that. There's been many times where I've not done that, and it's just like, I want to break things because a whole bunch of different icons on the page changed at once. And if you're trying to work fast and you don't get into that habit, you know, it can really just, it can go south really quick. So let's, my keyboard's doing weird stuff again. Weird. Okay. So let's go back to Illustrator, and I'm gonna not do that. And we're gonna go back. Let's move this into place. Now text you don't have to worry about. So where's my text here? I had that text and this text. So I'm gonna hold Control and select both those layers, Control J, and make copies. And then I can go back and select my icon. Make sure you guys can see this in the stream. I'm not covering this up. Okay, no, plenty of real estate. And then I can now, what's up, dog? I can now just drag the whole thing down, all right? And boom, we don't have to worry about our copies. So I think I had it aligned like this, right? Was it about there? Because it was one column in. Okay, so this might have to, what happens if we just go right to the edge? How does that look? That looks stupid. I feel like it should overlap. I think that looks dumb. Let's go back. And let me also see, let me get a reading here and see what I had given myself as far as spacing here. About 60. Now this will probably change in the code, but just for mock-up's sake, I want to just make sure, you know, I've got, I feel like this can break the grid a little bit. Okay, so our text here, It shouldn't be in catalog. Where'd you go? Here. Is this one and this one. Control G. I'll save this as, call it my copy. Then I need to move it into our streaming features section. Okay, so figure here might be a cool place for some icons. Do we need a title? Let's see. I don't want to duplicate something I already wrote. Player built for the stream. Maybe I don't want to say built twice, but let's say built in. Built-in live stream ready. Built-in lights. What's up, Third Designs? Sent us. Oh, thank you, Mike. Let's see. I always forget how to download this. Okay, download. Then where does it go? There it is. Open containing folder. All right, cool. So here's one of the. Oh, I gotta get out from editing that text. Boom. All right. So there would be like an overlay. So imagine it coming out your window, like, boop. That's what's playing, right? I feel like we should do. I wonder, Mike, if we do versions for left or right side, and then the streamer can say, I want it on the right side, or I want it on the left side, or I want it to come up from the bottom, you know, something like that. Actually, this would work well from the bottom. I wonder if it would need to flip for the right though. Maybe. No, it'd still work for the right. You could use the same one. Boop boop. So let's copy him. Control A, Control C, Control A is select all. And we will paste him in here for now, just to have him somewhere. We'll find a home for him in a minute. All right, built-in live stream ready. We've got a widow problem. Built-in live stream ready. What's the word I'm looking for? Thord, yep, grid 12 column. John, did I miss a question from you, John? Let me look. Let me look at the chat. What did I miss? You picked May 3rd and 4th on Slack, Evan. We're in the air. Oh, you got it. Oh, I don't have to rent a hotel. I mean, I actually have like some carpet I can sleep on. I feel like I missed a question by our buddy John. Where'd you go, John? Or Daratrax. Question. I'm trying to animate in Adobe Flash Professional. What do I select when pressing file to animate? Oh man, I don't know. Swan Meat. Who was on yesterday that was using was that Latch? Was Latch using Flash? Or not Flash, but Animate. Latch was on. Keyframer would be a guy to ask. I figured there was one other person that was working on an Animate. But Keyframer and Latch would be your guys to ask. Oh, okay. Thank you, John. Drawing. Me too, Trash 7. Not drawing anything tonight. We drew last week. We drew some robot heads. But this week we're working on web design for a homepage for a music player. Yes, no, yeah, knock, gotta save. Let's see. check in. Oh, we gotta check out Twitter. Yes, there we go, Swami. Milliworks. Who's Milliworks? I've missed Milliworks. Or is that's not Latch, is it? Let's open the old Twitters in case anybody's posted something. Wow, bunch of notifications. Okay, what do you got? Vinnet has Calgary Fringe web design mockup. Ooh, what's Calgary Fringe? Unjuried theater festivals. The first Fringe started in Edinburgh, Scotland in 1947, has grown into one of the biggest arts festivals in the world. The second large Fringe festival is in Edmonton, Alberta, and draws nearly 800,000 attendees a year. This looks pretty cool. She looks thrilled. Oh, I like how you manipulated the colors for the map. That looks cool. I like that. Very nice. You know, the one thing that's kind of that's kind of throwing me for a loop, if you don't mind a quick comment, is the button colors. And well, let's see. The submit, like I feel like the submit should be like purple. Maybe it's just me, but to match the brand colors a little bit. This looks cool. I love the layout. I love how it's just vibrant, you know? Fringe artists, volunteers, merchants, and vendors. That's pretty cool. Where is Edmonton, Alberta? I have a feeling that's like way far away from me. But nice job, Bennett. All right. Very cool. Then Bennett's got Alvin. I tried to draw a very goofy cat a couple days ago, and it didn't come out as planned, but he shares the same cheekbones as your squirrel. Oh, okay. Jonathan. Now I have to show this off. Jonathan is working on some beer labels. And he was awesome enough to use a couple of illustrations of mine. If you guys had seen them before, the right one is the Panther Jaguar thing that I have on my website, and the left one was from a personal T-shirt design I did years ago. But they look better as beer labels, beer bottle labels. Jonathan, that turned out pretty cool. Very nice. Working Man Brew. He showed me. I don't know if he'll show it off, but he showed me the whole thing, and he did more than just the labels. He did a lot of different packaging samples for his project here, and it all turned out awesome. Now, am I seeing? Okay, Jonathan, I can just barely see it, but I love how each label at the top, I'm seeing you repeating the color of the main label behind the branding, which now I want to see what the back of the bottles look like, because that's cool. That looks great, dude. That turned out really cool. Man. Yep. So that's by Jonathan. And let me do, before I lose it, let me retweet that. It turned out so good. All right. We got any more? I got a whole bunch of just random stuff at me today. It's just been one of those Mondays. Or we're on Tuesday. Holy cow, it's that bad. Rocket. Let's see. Let me open this in a new layer, or new TRS Interactive. I like the picture. That looks cool. Okay, so you're going to populate all these with logos. I like where you're headed. When the 1 billion users visit our properties every year, connect with them today. Advertise with us. Join our team. Yep, I like where you're going. might want to. So I like how you're using the bold colors. Maybe another treatment you want to use is I like how these big blocks of colors are. So I wonder if maybe the images or the photos that you're overlaying on top of them should be maybe faded back a bit more, so we get more of that saturated color block coming through, which would help. And you could just maybe slightly desaturate each one to just help that block of color come through, because then you'll have a consistent, like, just boom, 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 which I think would really pick it up off the page. The other thing is just simple thing, breathing room. So Cinema Spot, I feel like it's really trying to like fight those left and right edges, like it wants to break out of that block. So giving it some more breathing room, some more safety, and some more margin. So maybe it can be like 70, maybe even 60% that size. Same with Frost Gaming, so you have a consistent sizing with the logos, but that way it doesn't feel like it's pressing against the logos next to it. So maybe maybe where the I is, or the N, to where the break and the P and the O is, if you brought the side, scaled it down to fit that, I think that'd be pretty cool. And then you just have to eyeball the Frost Gaming one and just see, that's one of the hard part. Whenever you're laying like logos out for, like, say, like somebody's, maybe like sponsorship logos, or you're having to show off client logos or something, I always find that tough, to like eyeball each logo and try to get them down there and make sure they look like, even though the typography in them or the icons are different sizes or whatnot, just to have them kind of look like they're a consistent size. It does take a little bit of finesse and fine tuning, and I have a hard time with it. But it's cool. I like where you're headed with it. It'd be nice to reuse this red somewhere. Maybe is that, well, the 1 billion is cool. Yeah, that's the same one. I might be seeing a lot of. I think it's just the JPEG is really compressed down too. But yeah, I like where you're headed. One other thing. Is your left and right side. So see right here, like, right, how this left side, like this whole thing comes in a few pixels. I don't know, maybe that works. But I just make sure it's like, wherever your lines are. I feel like the J might be over. It could just be an optical illusion, though. That happens. But like this vertical like rail here, the gutter. Those might all be. It might just be this section throwing me off. But I like where you're going with it, dude. It's looking good. Very nice. Bruzy. All right, last one before we jump into other stuff. All right, how do I? I can't zoom in. Okay, so Bruzy's working on energy-saving, efficient homes, redefining the passive home. Okay, very cool. What is a passive home? You might be able to lose the. I've got a coworker that says this a lot, and he's right. And he's like, "You gotta watch out for the box in the box in the box." It does. When you get too many like boxes and boxes and boxes, it starts to feel very kind of tense, right? And so I'm thinking, for when you're working on something like energy efficiency or whatnot, you kind of want to like let it breathe. Like let it come out of these. I like how you have cards, but maybe just drop the gray, just leave it on a white background, even drop the orange border and just let it sit flat against the background in some way, would help it breathe a little bit more, and it would feel more like more homey. I like this pink color though, to be honest. It looks cool. The only other thing I'm looking at is your vertical padding. So maybe just a little more breathing room, you know, so there's a little more space, vertical space in between the your content areas, especially the view more button. You know, you can just feel free to just let it, you know, let it air out, let it have some room to be easier to, you know, for someone just to glance through and read. But yeah, like I said though, I do like where you're headed. I do like the, you know, the orange and the pink kind of goes together. But yeah, I like where you're headed, dude. Looks good. It's getting there. Very nice. All right. We caught up. We might be caught up. We are caught up. All right. So let's get back into tweet your work to Evan. Yeah. Whatever Bennett said. All right. So back to this. So I don't have anything in mind for this. I want to have. I'm thinking of having. What's the word I'm missing here? Built-in live stream ready features. Built-in features. I don't know that rock for now. We'll leave that. Okay, so we have in, let's say, in chat, what's playing. Streamer. What do we call this, Nate? The live. We call it the what's playing page with live streamer. Live streamer. Let's just say music history for now. I'm just getting these. I'm not gonna lay these bullet points out just yet. I'm just trying to get down what we got. Ready to go. Overlays. Let's make stuff up. Branded. Branded URL. Full control settings. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more. And then let's think of one more. Pop out in notifications. Yeah, because I can't touch type. Let me design. I can touch type like parts. I've never been able to. How to showcase your stuff. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what that. Sorry. We've been calling it the what's playing page. Yep. I think ready to go is all hyphened, isn't it? Not that, well, Taffy's the wordsmith. We got to get Taffy to look at this, but I feel like there could be like a hover state over these, like a tooltip that says more, you know, about it a little bit. Or this might jump us to a page that has the full features. Do we want to do that? Do we need to do that? I don't know if this is gonna stay, but I'm gonna put it up there for now. So sign up. I feel like that needs to be a button. Let's copy this button. It's not our primary button. It's a secondary, so we'll use this one. And we'll make a copy. And that's gonna mess it up. I forgot how I even did this. I need to draw out a new one. So I had the radius up to like, I don't know, 200 or something. And then I can copy, so I want to copy this one. I can right click on the shape and do copy shape attributes, and I can paste it to another shape. So I can paste shape attributes. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and just remove. Let's say go premium. Control J, let's just copy that layer text, and Control V to paste in our sign up. And we'll just simply move that over. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. One, two, three, four, five. Man, we need a 6. We have to. It's the rule of thirds. Rule of thirds. Let's see. Oh, thinking, can we say something like easily hooks into, well, it integrates into a lot of stuff. How would you say that? Man, I can't think. Part of the creative process. Help me, people. Let's see. Full control settings. Let's just say easily integrates into existing. Stream software. Okay, that's a lot of words though. Integrates into easily integrates into stream software. Okay, let's see if we can lay this part out. One, two, three, four, five, six is about 60 pixels. So we need to. All right, I'm gonna pull this section out for now. I don't know if I'm gonna need that icon up there or not. Let's change the color on this just quickly so we can see it. We're going to use this as just a reference. And we'll do 2 column. I think 2 column might be good. So if we can fit 2 column, what's our width look like here? 415. Let's do the math. So 415 minus the gutter. Let's say the gutter is 30 equals divided by 2 equals 190, around 192 for our mock-up here. Copy this first one. Let's see what 192 looks like. About that. So another little trick I like to do is just making blocks. It's kind of like, you know, when you're wireframing. We didn't do any like low fidelity wireframing. We just jumped straight in and started designing. But you know, usually you want to grid out and make a lot of like, you know, just kind of block it out what you want, where you want copy and content and whatnot. So let's say, you know, let's say one of these is our bullet. I don't know if it's going to work. We might need more real estate. And then, you know, that's our next bullet. And we're just kind of and I'm already seeing that it's not gonna fit. So let's think how we want to do this. It's because this screenshot is awfully big. I don't want to shrink it down anymore. I need room for that. What if we did something different? We will hide it for now. But we center this part. So then we get more room for our bullets. Okay, so now if we take this whole area, well, we want to leave an outer kind of column there. So that's 950. So if we do 950 minus, and then we have, let's say 30 pixel gutters, so minus 60, right? And then divide that by 3, we're left with 296. So let's drag out a few more blocks. 296. All right, let's give you a fill so I can see this block. All right, Control J, drag the next one to, it's gonna be over here. Control J, and then we will center this one. All right, so then something like that. And actually, we don't need these to be that tall, I don't think. All right, so let's add some text. Make sure I paste over the block. I think this can be smaller. Let's do 16, change the color. Fade these back just so we can see what we're doing. All right. All right, Jonathan. I'll talk to you later. Watching at work. Don't get in trouble. It is totally like magic. Would you put all copyright free music there? All copyright free music there. Oh, you mean it as a feature? Well, I feel like we talked about that up here. I'm noticing that our squiggles is peeking through. All right. Let's see. Can this stuff kind of center that? I think this gradient's going to cause me problems, but I will deal with it later. Okay, so let's go back to here and let's do our bullets. Let's make these text areas though. I'm gonna instead of just clicking, I'm gonna drag out a text area. We'll paste it in there, and then we can go ahead and adjust our line height. So around 16 point, I don't know, I like to set it probably around 24. Make sure I don't get anything else turned on. Okay, so now I can Control J and then Control T and just make a couple copies. So we have our text, our bullets, all right? And then, what was the next one? In chat, now I'm looking at it, we've given ourselves some more room on just wording. So in chat, what's playing? Maybe this is what's playing callouts and landing page. Maybe that's a feature like that. And then, oh wait, no, that was, sorry. This is just in chat. Okay, so in chat, what's playing callouts and maybe just leave it there for now. What's playing callouts, and this one is live streamer. What's playing music history page, which is what we're seeing. And then we go to here, and this would be ready to go. Ready to go, animated stream overlays. And Mike made these are killer, ready to go, animated stream overlays. And let's see. Oh, what am I doing? I already made the gutter, so I don't know why I went and did this. These can go to the edge because these boxes are going to disappear in a minute. All right, so now I can just copy. You know what? Before we do that, maybe we should try to do some icons. So, all right, what's playing callout? So maybe a chat icon, right? So let's do a chat icon. And we already have some existing icons here. So let's grab, where'd the yellow one go? Did I hide it? Button copy, logo, header, streaming features. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna reuse this icon. I wonder if it should be like that. So now I can double click this and let's quickly just draw some icons. We'll probably have to refine these for sure. All right, I'm gonna pay attention to my line consistency. I have it set to 1.5 and it was in chat. What's playing? So maybe real quick we could just do like a chat bubble, right? and we'll use Shape Builder. And this is where Photoshop and Illustrator go hand in hand when you're working on the SVG stuff or the vector stuff. So let's go ahead, and I just recently changed all this around. My palettes were all screwed up. So maybe we do this. Control Shift M, and then let's shape build that. And it was at 1.5. We might have to bring it down. And then say we do a, let's just do a music note. A really ghetto looking music note. We'll sample that, and I didn't finish it because I want to copy, I want the same angle. Let's turn on outlines. Let's go Control Y. I think I did the angle the wrong way. Average, we love to average, right? We'll just kind of eyeball this. Just for the time being. And we'll just kind of visually center it up. All right, if I save it, it should just appear. Let's see if it's too big. No, it actually went all right. So we bump this up. In chat, what's playing callouts? Now the line width is a little too thick for this area because they're smaller. So let's just try 1 pixel, which means we have to move our circles over slightly. Save that. Now I'm not like joining anything or, you know, making it a complete shape yet because I'll probably edit these even more. All right. Line consistency. The music has been licensed on monetized live stream. Yes. Aw, thank you, John. John, I appreciate it. What kind of wine? Oh, it's not wine. It's sparkling natural mineral water. And you know what's great about these bottles is that they're green, and they're really fun when you got a green screen set up, and you totally are oblivious to the fact. Then it just looks like you got this weird looking label. Oh man, yeah, I like sparkling water. I didn't used to like it. I used to absolutely hate it. Couldn't get used to it because it wasn't like, it didn't taste like Sprite, you know? So it didn't have any sugar in it. But then I don't know, I just finally over the years got used to it and like it. I've done that before on here, Colin. Okay, so we have the let's do this again. Remember, right click. Oh wait, I'm not on it. Yeah, right click, new smart object via copy. So we have another copy, so this will make it easier to edit this sucker. All right, so live streamer, what's playing music history page? Let me show you guys a little secret. First, let me check the Twitters. Okay. Oh, Camille. Okay, what do you got? Oh, this is interesting. Space Digital. I love that effect on the letters. I have no idea what it says, but it looks awesome. It might be the only tough thing about it is that I don't know how you're gonna. Well, I guess this would have to be an image, right? I mean, I love this effect, but you're gonna lose out on the search engine stuff because I don't know if, I don't know, can you make that, can you hide, I guess you could do some shenanigans where the type is in the code. See, remember we were talking about, you know, making logos look the same, you know, being around the same size and having a whole bunch of them together. Here's an example, and it turned out awesome. Wait, who's that guy? Plexus stuff. What's Plexus? Curated tag metadata for the track. Oh, yep. And I know an icon for that. D Street. Yep. So Photoshop is different than Illustrator. I wouldn't say better. They're two very different softwares. So before we get into that, though, I like what you got going here, dude. But yeah, the only things that spring to mind is readability might be tough, and getting this into code where a search engine could read it might be tough. But visually, it's looking cool. Maybe the only thing I would tweak is like give this paragraph text a little bit more line height. But yeah, love the color palette. I love this. This looks gorgeous. The mountains. Looks really good. It's looking pretty cool. And that was by Camille. Yep. Not the final outcome yet, but idea is there. Very nice, dude. Okay, so Photoshop and Illustrator. One is not better than the other. Depending on what you're doing. If you're doing logos, Illustrator's better. If you're manipulating photos, Photoshop's better. For instance, Illustrator is vector, so we're building these icons in vector. And what's cool about Photoshop is it's saving them as vectors. So if we need to go and edit them in Illustrator or export them out for the developer, because these icons will be what's called SVG files in the final code. And SVG is a scalable vector graphic, which means it's a vector file that a browser can read, and that way it can scale it, you know, up or down, and not lose any sharpness, which is perfect for like Retina displays and scaling stuff down for phones and scaling stuff up for desktop. These icons are always going to be crisp, so that's why we're keeping them as vector files. Now, stuff like this screenshot, I don't know. This I'll have to check with Mike, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be an image. So, you know, this is a graphic that is much better served in Photoshop. Well, no, I guess we could take this out and build this whole thing in Illustrator, but like the cover art, right? Cover art and the avatar art, and my pretzel just stopped playing, Nate. What happened? He started back up. Or maybe I hit something. Like, I think this effect here, I think we're going to do this as an SVG, right, Mike? Wasn't that what we were talking about? But these little icons are SVGs. So there's situations where, like, especially when working on web design, where these two programs work hand in hand. Now, like this logo here, this was designed and built totally in Illustrator. And it should be an SVG as well. So let me close these out. So if I double click, I didn't have auto select layer on. If I double click the Pretzel logo, it's a vector smart object, right? So if I double click, it's going to open it in here, and it's the same color as the artboard. So now in here, you know, if I needed to export this out, or say, I don't know, we did something dumb and we had to change it to that, you know, I can just save it and it'll update in Photoshop, but retain that vector quality. So we don't want to do this though. Let's go back. Okay, so save that and we'll close it back out, and then it should be back to there, right? So that comes in handy when you're trying to export stuff for the web. Wave should SVG, since we can easily animate colors in it and make it easier to deal with responsive design. D Street, yeah. That's something that has always been good with Photoshop, is that Photoshop and Illustrator, you know, as far as doing stuff like this, it's always been able to handle it, which has been pretty cool. Like making SVG files. Oh, somehow this moved. So it over the years, it's always been, you know, when web technologies changed here and there, for the most part, you've always been able to jump into Photoshop and like make files that work for it. You know what I'm saying? Which has been pretty cool. You know, the only thing I don't know if there was ever... There was one plugin that I always needed over the years, was to make an ICO file. I had to use a plugin for that. And an ICO file is an icon file for like web stuff. It's the icon nowadays. I think you can use anything, but like the Twitter icon up here on the left, that I don't know if that is an ICO file anymore, but back in the day that was an ICO file. And that was the only thing I remember that you couldn't export, was an ICO file. But yes, we are getting there. SVG and JavaScript to animate elements for alerts a few times works pretty dang great with Muxy. Favicon, that's it. You're right, D Street. ICO file is a favicon. Alt-Shift-P, I might have, Nate. You know me. Okay, so live streamer what's playing music history page. Oh, and I was going to show you a trick. So have you guys ever seen this site? The Noun Project. This site comes in super handy if you're just stuck trying to figure out something for an icon. I'll use Noun, the Noun Project whenever I'm trying to just figure out, like, I'll get some random icons thrown at me sometimes and I don't know, you know, where to even start, and there'll be some good ideas here. So like for here, you know, what's some history icons look like, you know? Okay, so we have clocks, a medieval helmet, a lot of clocks actually. That's an idea. We could do what is that? You know, the going back in history with the same music icon in the middle. That would work for us. Files and whatnot. The what is that? The Colosseum, column, a mace, I guess. Some bad history. Castles, more historical, you know, stuff. A torch. But this is a great site if you're just stuck and trying to figure out, you know, just trying to get ideas specifically for icon or iconography or smaller illustration, stuff like that. These shields are pretty cool. I mean, they don't work for us, but, you know, for what we're looking for, but I love how those turned out. So yeah, the Noun Project comes in handy. Yeah, and then I don't know if we punch in music history. I wonder if something comes. I wonder if my idea is already in there. Music history. What we got? So yeah, this seems to say history. An accordion. I like the idea of using this outside, like clockwise or counterclockwise spinner like that, but with we'll put a music note in the middle. I think that'll work. Okay, so yeah, Noun Project is a great resource if you get stuck and need some good ideas for icons. So since I made a copy of this one, I can go ahead and just double click it. And we just need to get rid of the outside here, and we'll do a circle. And let's center that up. I better group this together. I'm gonna group this and I'm gonna center this up too. All right, so maybe the arrow is over here. So let's draw us an arrowhead. And I like the outline style, so let's keep that. Control C, Control F, O, we'll flip this. Control Y to go to outline so we can see where our points are at. Maybe like that. One thing I have kind of figured out when doing arrows though is that it looks weird sometimes. Sometimes you have to just slightly rotate them when you're making icons like that, so they have like, so you have an equal like empty space on either side. It's such an odd thing, but sometimes just slightly rotating it helps. And we're going to reuse the point here. Maybe, you know, we won't have to rotate it though if we bring this up to, maybe we just use the point up here, right? So, but then we need to rotate back. What track is this? This is pretty cool. That's a cool cover. Fabrication. All right, so Control Y. All right, so now we can simply, if we don't want to really mess things up too bad, you know, we're just making enough so we have some icons to start with. I'm just going to add a point on this circle, maybe right there. And then if we use the direct select arrow, which is the filled in one, I can select the path in between, right? And then we just kind of break it. And I'm going to lock this for a sec because I need to get that point on that arrow. So I'm gonna average it, Control J, and select both and average just in case, and then Control J, and that gives us the arrow point. And then now we can see a little bit better. We'll kind of bring it back in, and let's save it out. And it might be a little bit bigger than we need it. No, it's not bad. There we go. Okay, so we have our What's Playing Music History page icon. Though it doesn't really say page. I don't know if it has to. But let's leave that for now. Okay, killer, ready to go, animated stream overlay. So I think I have a simple idea for that as well. Let's copy this and new smart objects via copy. So we move a new copy over. And that's another cool thing that Photoshop does. You see the little pink guides. It tells me that this icon is 37 pixels left of the box next to it, and the icon next to that is also 37 pixels left of the box next to it. So it helps me keep things uniform, which is nice. All right, so let's double click this, and with our overlays, maybe we just do something like, let's unlock all. Maybe we just do something kind of simple. Oh. Let's see. Let's go to rectangle. All right, so let's drag this out, and we'll bump live corners up a bit. All right, and we want to just kind of show off. Maybe we just do something as simple as that, and then maybe a play button. We want polygon tool. We click once. I'm gonna say 3 sides, radius 20. Okay. Size is down. So I don't know if the play button, I mean, my mind went straight to a play button, but let's see, what makes more sense for an overlay? I mean, we could have, I want to keep it simple. I don't really want to draw somebody right now. Another thing we could try. It's just another idea. Let's play it out, see what it looks like. All right, like that. Object, blend. Let's go to blend options first. We're gonna go to specified steps. We'll start with 8. Object, blend, make. I think we need more object, blend options. Let's go to preview. Let's go to 12. Okay. This might be too busy, but I want to try it. Okay, now I'm going to take Control C, Control F, Object, Arrange, bring to front. Select both, Object, Clipping Mask, Make. Okay. Save that real quick. Just, I'm not finished, but I want to see if it's too busy. Save. That might be too busy. Let's simplify this down. Let's just do, maybe we just do like a, oh. That might look too much like an envelope. Okay, I think we gotta just go simple. I'll make this. Let's see. We'll scale it down slightly. Maybe that. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking of a good way to do this. Do you happen to know how to add a freestanding container so I can embed my demo reel? Here is my site. Here it is on my site. I wanted to add the demo reel to the right of the text with my name. I would answer that, but I have no idea where your site is. Dub Thomas. My stream personally is every Tuesday at 4. Yep. Every Tuesday like clockwork. Let's see. Oh, Pixelcast. Oh, was that what? That was a Noun Project site, right? That you needed. Nope. Travis just had a baby. Like 5 days ago. That's Travis had to he had to take an extended leave of absence from the Adobe streams because he was getting, work was getting crazy, and he had a baby on the way, which his baby arrived on, what day was that? That was on last Thursday. So he's got a new little one in the house. And I wonder how his new son's older sister's taking it. Yes. Let's see. Yep, call him. Yep. He did arrive on 420. Oh, man. But if you guys get a chance, you should go to Twitter and tweet at Travis, and it's Travis the Designer. Tell him congratulations if you haven't already. That he's a dad again. And from what I hear, his wife and family are doing well. So he's good to go. I am on till 7, so I'm on for another hour. And I'm almost out of sparkling water. Okay, so let's keep grooving. Let's grab all of these icons and text. It's not that one, it's down here. And we're gonna bump these up a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the icons a dark color like that. Maybe. I'm gonna do Control G and group these so I have my my bullets in their own grouping so I can find them later. All right, and then I can actually, we should be able to just hide these boxes for now. Okay, now I'm gonna do Control J and copy our bullets. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna copy the inside ones. But what I gotta do is I don't know if there's a shortcut for that. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4. I do need to copy all these icons because I don't want to, I don't want to mess up the icons above them. So I'm gonna new smart object via copy. I'm gonna get rid of the old one so I don't get confused. This one too. New smart object via copy. So now I can edit these and not have to worry about messing up with the ones above it. New smart objects via copy. All right. Let's look at our reference sheet. We had branded web address. And this one might look funny, so we'll have to center it. All right, so here, what could we do here? We could do the typical HTTP. We could just write URL. We could do a globe. We could do... What could we do? What could we do? Should we go to Noun Project and just see what Noun Project says? And do web address. And just see what comes up. An address book. Yeah, a lot of globes. A link. Link might be... We want to say branded. Let's see. So we have a lot of globes. Say internet and web. Location pin. It's an interesting link right there. What could we do? What could we do? Branded web address. Maybe we change the feature so we don't have to make an icon. I'm kidding. Because this is real world stuff that will get thrown your way if you end up doing web design for a living. You will run into a lot of situations like these where you have to figure out some interesting icons sometimes. Let's look up branded. Probably gonna give me a cow's butt. Branding. Oh, the sticker's a good idea. Kind of like the sticker. Last spark. Where'd the sticker go? The sticker's a good idea because it's like you're putting your sticker on it. You're putting your brand on it. The stamp is a good idea. Kind of like the sticker concept. These are nice icons. These are really good. So a sticker. Tag. I wonder what shoes have to do with. I like the sticker. Maybe we make a sticker and then we use a maybe we just modify and write out URL. Having a hard time thinking about this one. Vanity URL. Using www. I think that's a good idea. So okay, so maybe we change the wording too. That's a good call out, Mike. Should we say custom vanity URL? And then on here, now we'll get rid of this. Let's copy this circle though. Unlock all because we want the same size. We'll paste it in here. I'm gonna lock it though because I'm gonna make a new ellipse over it. So we have some consistency. All right. Object, unlock all. I like the round sticker. So let's fill this shape and let's cut a chunk out of it. Maybe that much. And we'll Pathfinder divide. Okay. We'll ungroup this. And then I think I just kind of designed myself into a hole. But what we'll do is we'll eyeball it for now. You know what I should have done? Let's do that again. Let's just do a 45 angle. It's easier to figure out. So 45. Then we can just turn the whole circle. Divide. Ungroup. Make this a stroke. Now if I hold shift, there, that was easier. Move you into place. And then we're gonna get stuck with these corners. Let's see if we can just quickly fix that. All right, and then we'll have, let's find a good font. Let's see, we're using Montserrat, dub. But we're just gonna simply trace one of these letters so we can keep the line consistency. Let's turn this. Control T to lock this. That's going to be a very bold Y or W. Control C, Control F, the letter O. All right, make a copy. All right, object, unlock all, get rid of you. So we're gonna have to, let's do a line extension, because this one we are gonna have to outline and then cut it to fit. We might have this one. We might. I want to keep the same. Group those, and we can align them. This one's gonna be tricky. G. Maybe fudge it just a bit. All right, well, let's save it out. We can at least see if it's gonna work. Let's update. Come on, Photoshop, update. Save. And I don't think it's working. It's too complicated. What's up, sweetie? You're taking my artwork, XD. How's it going? See your rants on Twitter earlier. Illustrator's a blast, Flex. I gotta go find the dog. What is he making? I'm working on a web design for the Pretzel player, which is this little guy. It's a real live stream ready music player. Hold on one sec. I gotta double check something. All right, had to let the dog out. Sorry. How's swim practice going, Court? Okay, so this isn't working. It's too busy. See, it just there's the W's are like there's too many going on. We could fudge it a little bit more, maybe just knock the line weight down. But then see, we're starting to lose. Nah, it's just not working. Let me double check though that it is set. Oh, well, there's my problem. Okay, these should be set to 100%. So I'm gonna have to go back and manually blow all these back up. So what I'm doing now is sometimes to get a clean representation of your icons in Photoshop, you got to make sure that they're pasted in at 100%. And I must have just dropped those other ones in. So now I'm gonna get a read of this. So this is 44. Okay, so about 44 pixels is what this icon should be. Okay, so I'm gonna double click this. We're gonna fix this real quick. All right, so now go to your artboard tool and let's bump this up to 44. About that. So now my line widths I might have to go back to 1.5. Yep, okay, so the sizing's back up, but we need, let's go to 2. And sometimes Photoshop doesn't want to update, so if you simply just move it a pixel, there we go. Okay, so let's do that on the next one. Should have caught this earlier, I didn't see it. Artboard tool. about there. We want most of this to turn to 2 pixels. Oh, it's not letting me. Save that. Yeah, I can go to, is it under there, edit, or it's document setup. Document setup. Well, no, I forget how to do it. Used to be able to like just punch in. Oh, it's up here. Okay, so I can say 44, 44. There we go. All right, I'm gonna close that out. So this one, let's go ahead and do the same there. 44, 44. Save, Control W. This one I can go ahead and edit because even though I'm not gonna use it, but 44, 44. It might actually look better now that it's gonna be 100% though. And maybe not. I can close that out. All right, this one. 44, 44. Also, when you're another thing to remember is that when you're using SVGs, it doesn't matter where they are on the artboard. For the most part, it's always going to be centered in Photoshop. So see how the position didn't move? It just the scale did, and it doesn't matter. Like I can drag this thing like over here and save it, and it's not going to move position in Photoshop. It's just gonna, you know, the scale will adjust. Now, if I make 2 of them, right, or if I have like a point over here, then it'll move, right? It's gonna try to center what this whole thing is. So if it updates, come on. Save. All right, see it updated? See, then it moved because there's another element in there now. So if I get rid of this and save, it should move it back once it updates. Like that. Okay, so we're getting closer. This vanity URL is not working. Maybe we use lipstick. Yeah, I like the sticker though because it says branded. What else could we use for URL? What says like web address? That's not text. Can you guys think of anything? This is a tough cookie. I guess worst case scenario, you do something abstract, I guess. A globe, yeah. If I do a globe, though, I'll just get rid of the sticker part. Mouse pointer, that's a good idea. John's in here. I'm trying to get John on one of these streams. Everybody tell John you got to get on a stream. A cursor is a good idea. See? John? Now, the trick is, can I try to quickly freehand a cursor? It's kind of close. Sorta. Well, should it be a pointer or should it be a hand? I think another problem we've got is our little sticker overlap might be too big. do a smaller overlap. That might be too small though. It might just be one big muddy line. Maybe the cursor is filled in. And filled in, it looks terrible. I just mean my drawing. My drawing of the cursor that doesn't look good. That's good enough for now. Let's make it smaller. I don't think that updated. That's a little better. I guess that'll work for now. All right, this one, let's make it let's go ahead and adjust the artboard. So just so you guys know, usually you don't make icons this fast. We're doing this quick just to get essentially placeholders on there and refine them down. So I'm sorry if they look horrible. That's kind of the nature of the beast. Oh, that's not what I would. Ungroup. A lot of stuff is work in progress. Okay, so this one was it didn't update. This was full 1, 2, 3 full control settings. Okay, so settings might be fully customizable and accurate settings. Did this not scale up? 44, 44. There it goes. Okay. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it just doesn't want to, like, it takes a minute. So settings. Rectangle. Right. Rectangle. Live corners. Another rectangle. All right, fill it. Fill it. Live corners. Zip. There we go. Got ourselves a toggle switch. Control C, Control F. Rotate. Update. There we go. Fully customizable and accurate stream settings. Need some more breathing room. How about that for quick on the fly settings icon? That'll work. Or we could just use, we can reuse the gear. We have a gear. Where'd the gear go? It's not in there. Okay, so I have a gear already. Maybe we just use the gear icon. And that is under, oh, you guys want to see, let me look at thumbnails so we can see hard. So this is when we were playing around with what the UI is going to look like for advanced settings, right? So currently what you have in the Pretzel player, see there's our gear icon, you've got quick settings. And this is going to be your spot where you got to change stuff on the fly. So you need to, you don't want music to autoplay when you load up the app. You need the app to always be on top of everything else, right? Oh, Flex, you did say cog. Yeah, I'm thinking. Plus, we've already got it. It might be a good one to use. Yeah, 3D. That could be an interesting. You got me thinking. Let's see. So this is quick settings. Now there's going to be a whole slew of specific, types of settings you can get into, right? And so we were working on what that looks like. So you'd be able to imagine having, when you, and this should be full size. It's about full size, right? So when you click on the cog, you would have a button that takes you to all settings. And if you click that button, it would span out, and then you would get the full list of settings, right? And it becomes kind of like an overlay for the most part. And so there's going to be a ton of settings under here. And this is all stuff, if you work on UI and UX and whatnot, this is the type of stuff you're going to be looking at. So, and we were trying to figure out what an error state might look like, to try to tell a user, like, say you unplugged your speakers and now the app can't find an output device, right? So what would that look like between the two settings? And so we had done like this big, been working on what that looks like. And this is just a really small snapshot of stuff. But then there's like flyout menus. What do flyout menus look like? This is the search and stuff, and there's all these little details you got to figure out that can make your mind go numb sometimes. But it's fun stuff. All right, so we opened this so I could grab the gear, because that should be an SVG. So I can double click it. We're gonna copy you, but I don't think I opened the other one yet. So go back to our home page, copy this guy, and we made he's a copy already, so it shouldn't be affecting him. So we'll put in our cog. We got to change our artboard to be bigger, and shoot, I made this outlines already. I already expanded it. All right, let's see if this holds up. It might be too thick. This goes back to line consistency. It might be too thick. And why did I paste it in that one? I meant to paste it in the other one. I did have it open already. Okay, there we go. It is kind of thick. Let's just do, we're going to makeshift it real quick. Alright, so I drew a line. Give us some color. See what 2 looks like. Alright, yeah, see how it's thicker? So that's a 2, right? Let's do some more math. We're going to see if we can just fix this with offset path for now. I'm going to have to go back and just remake the whole thing. So let's see, 3 is too much. 2.5, yeah, it's about 2.6. All right, so object path, offset path, we're going to go negative. Preview, go negative 0.6 or 0.4? It's 0.4, right? 0.4, okay. Ungroup. Oh yeah, it doesn't look good, but let's at least see if it's close. Yeah, see, okay, now it's thinner. All right, well, let's remake this thing real quick. And what I like to do is just simply, I think the way I did it before was I just made a brush. So this 2. Here's a quick way to do this. Okay, so you're basically making one side of your gear. Control C, Control F, O. There's a lot of different ways to do this. I don't know why I've always done it this way, but whatever. Join this. Okay. Let's get rid of you. Oh, look how it really messed up the inside there. Let's open our brushes. Let's drag you in. And you are a pattern brush. Okay? Okay. Okay. Get rid of you. Now watch the magic. It's so magical. Align this first. Align, align. Go back to our brushes and bam! It's a gear. It's got some brakes in it. But it'll work. Alright. Control C, Control F. This is basic. 2. We got ourselves a cog back. And the line consistency should be... Whoa, what'd I do? Control S. Should be back. Alright, that works. This one is easily integrates into Stream software. I feel like that should be like easily integrates into existing. Wait, Nate, didn't you have another one you wanted to try? Oh, yep, we'll do, Mike. What's up, David? All right, Colin. It was nice having you, bud. I know. I think where you're at, it's really late. That looked like a nuclear symbol a bit. Yeah, it did. I feel like Nate mentioned something else here. Nate, where'd it go? You said something about... Or no, somebody said... Oh, that's what it was. You mentioned... curated music. That's right. Man, that's going to be... let's just say fully tagged and curated music library tag. We'll use a tag icon. What does Noun Project say? Tag. Tags, or it's something that is choice. It's like that's a different choice. Like it's choice. Like it's been maybe just curate. Could you try and add tropical remix type music into Pretzel? Tropical remix type, maybe like the switch button you had. Tropical. Wait, huh? Put or dots. Wait, Flex, where are you? Which one are you talking about? Curate. We should have a guy pushing books. Not much coming up for curate. It's like if it's hand picked, right? So maybe a hand. What does hand picked look like? It's gonna give me fruit. Hand picked. Maybe it's the old rock and roll like. Picking your nose, that'll work. No problem, Flex. I'm easily confused anyways. Maybe have 3 dots in the middle. So the three dots we're using for more instead of settings. It would read more. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Hair pick. I'm at a loss. I don't know. This is a tough one. How do you say curated? It'd be handpicked, be chosen. It would be categorized. Guess what's it say for category? Arrow. It's been organized. It's been maybe we want to show hand selected. Yeah. Maybe this might be too busy, but I'm terrible at drawing hands on the fly. Well, my dog's losing it. I'm gonna have to go let him in. So, also the outline style. I don't know if we can. We're gonna give it a shot. He's outside barking at who knows what. We give him nubs. Of course, I'm going to have to redraw all of this because it's looking pretty goofy, but that doesn't look like a thumb. Let's see if it's like that, then you'd have, man. Might be too big. Update. Let's update. Control S. Fully tagged and curated music. It's like he's picking your record. There you go. Yep. It's scratching. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go get this dumb dog. We only have 20 minutes left. All right. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Sean, I got to show off her dog, so I'm gonna show off mine. Oh, he's a puppers. This is Finn. Look over here. Oh, you're gonna fall. Look over there. What's that? What's that? You gonna go bark at the neighbors? All right. There you go. Run away. Okay, so I think we got enough icons here. Let's try all of the icons with a, I can close that out, with a white overlay to match the text, just to see if that looks better. So I can simply just select one, give it a white overlay. That actually looks kind of cool. All right, so copy. I'm gonna copy that layer style, and then I'm gonna select all the other layers, and I can paste at once. Paste layer style. Yeah, I think the white works better. I think the two-tone was a little bit heavy. Let's see. What do you guys think? You like the matching the text color better? Or did you like the two-tone better? The median salary of a graphic designer, I think it really depends on location. Flex, I think I agree with you, Flex. I prefer the white style. Spirit. It really depends on location. It depends on if you're freelance or in-house. There's a lot of details that go into it. There's a few websites though that you can look. Just for the most part, if you just Google it, it'll come up. You know, you can even type in the location you're at. You know, what's the median salary of a graphic designer in wherever you live, and that'll work. So yeah, I'm thinking I like this too. Let's bump this up a little bit. We can get rid of this now. We don't need it. This one comes down. I feel like showing that off is pretty cool. Oh, that's already there. I need to scale this down. It's getting there. I don't know if this is too busy or not. The record covers. Maybe if I find a better layout, it'll. Maybe there's too many just hanging off edges. This is one of those sleep on it things where you come back and look at it later, you know. Can't decide. Oh, I missed one. Wait, where are you? Maybe they just vary in size completely. I have one hidden back here. Let's get that one out. Maybe there just needs to be more of a pattern to it. So I like how this side breaks out. I don't know. I'm having a tough time with this. Let's put it all back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having a hard time. I just do graphic design as a hobby. It's so hard to do it as a job. You need to be really, really good, like the Evan Eckarts. No, it's just there's so many. Yeah, Flex. I'll have to tell you about that story later. It's what's the term? Things are in motion. I'm gonna copy this for now and move it into this empty space. Yeah, one giant record cover. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come back and look at it with fresh eyeballs in the morning, I think. Okay, so we got this far. I controlled Z too many times and the gradient got lost. So I had a thing down here. You know what? Let's go ahead and get the footer in, just so we have it, because that's something that we can just get in. I was gonna call out a section for premium. Maybe that lives under features. Okay, real quick before I jump into that, we'll do the footer next. Okay, so streaming features, we have the bullets. Let's move this up. Well, I like the breathing room. We're gonna need more space. Let's move this down for now. Grab U and U, Control J. Just trying to keep our layers organized so we know where they're at. Oh, Dragon Guys. Okay, so Control T. That. Group that, Control G, make this another button. What? Where'd you go? What are you doing? You getting in your bed? All right, let's have a link to go to all features, because then we'd have premium features called out on that page too. We'll move that back up. All right, that's getting better. All right, so now we want to do the. Let's just do this. Let's get the footer out of the way. Footers can be interesting. We will make this its own. What are you eating? Oh, that dog eating paper. Okay, so let's grab our shape tool. And the footer, let's make it this color. And we'll drag it on. The footer will be so it's just kind of psychological. We'll keep it straight. Just a straight, horizontal line. Let's look at our grids. We need. I want to have like a footer that is pretty you know, explanatory. Footer. Wish I could spell. There's not 3 R's in footer. So let's do something like this. And I had like download, right? And let's look at features, premium, and we'll make this font smaller. Do 15. Pretzel player, that we will bump up to 18. Download features, premium. Is there anything else? I think that's about it. Okay, so Control J. Let's get another list going. We'll say about us. Let's see. About us would have what about us have? Well, it would have about. I don't know if we do team. I don't know. What do you call it? Brand assets. Then just make a new one and do help, support, FAQ. I don't know. We're just putting stuff in here now. Terms. That. Let's open our guides up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is, let's do 149. Dang it. Lost count. Okay, that should be evened. Had let's do another line. Alt 0169. Yeah, I guess you're right. 2017. Pretzel. All right. Reserved. Reserved. Taffy loves you. Built with happiness and love. I don't know. We'll knock that down to like 14. Maybe we reuse the icon. Let's go grab the icon. Oh, that's not the right layer. Where are you? You're right there. Grab the icon, Control W. So I can copy that and I can just paste it right. Did something move on me? let's grab all of this and make sure we are where we're supposed to be. We got a footer brewing. All right. Is this regular? Yeah. All right. Whoa. All right. We got like 8 minutes left. I learned on Dreamweaver, David. I learned on Dreamweaver in a long time ago. That's how I learned how to code for the most part. It was copying source code of sites that I liked and try to figure out how they worked, and then I used I would use Dreamweaver's WYSIWYG to see what, as I was hand coding, to see what it was actually making, and it's kind of how I learned. And then once I got more proficient at just hand coding, you know, things got a lot easier after that. But everybody's got to learn somehow, right? So I feel like we need like social icons over here. You know what? I need to really keep a just a PSD file of social icons. For now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna steal them off another web design I had. Going to go to the 99 Live site. Let me drop these in, and then we're gonna look at Twitter one more time, and then we're gonna have to wrap it up because we got a raid to do. So there's icons here. I'm just gonna grab these. Dang, those aren't. We'll just grab these for now. That'll remind me later that I need to add those in. All right, nope. We have. I think it's really just this stuff, right? Do we have Twitch? We have Instagram. I have to remember Instagram. What do we got, Nate? I don't even know what we got. We got Medium. I have to find a Medium icon. All right, but I got these in here for now, so we know them. All right, so we got pretty far. Man, these things take time. Having to draw out all the little icons and whatnot, and they're just kind of raw, right? So this was part 2. We put a pretty big dent in it. I want to do this other illustration. Man, time flies when you're having fun. Evan, how aren't you verified yet on Twitter? I don't know. I look at their verification process. Have you seen the GIF of the monkey just like he's got his hand on his head and he's like banging on a laptop? I kind of feel like that's what their verification team's like. I'm not trying to be mean, but you know, I'll be like looking around and there's like somebody on Twitter with like 2 followers. It's verified, and it's like, what? How? I mean, I'm not mad, but it's mind-boggling. I hope they're not watching the stream. Now I'm blackballed from the whole thing, but whatever. Oh man. Okay, so I have the raid information, the target for tonight. Let me look real quick. Anybody else send it something through Twitter I need to look at? I found this earlier on the web. I thought this was pretty funny. That's pretty funny. It's said enough. Don't ever do that. So again, it was great having you all. Next week, I hope to have my my half-baked work in process T-shirt ideas ready to actually sit down and we can do some full-blown designs. I have another mascot logo too that I've been kicking around that I need to. I can kind of show this off a little bit. I need to vector this dude up, this little panda bear. So maybe we can do that at some point. But yeah, we got stuff. but we needed to get the t-shirt stuff out of the way, and for Ago we got to do. We're gonna sit down and do a brand guide, or at least pick part of episode to do a brand guide. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Anya. I'm proud of that little panda. It's for a secret project. Yep. Okay, all. Well, yeah. I guess we should get ready to raid. I'm gonna look at this one more time. If I have this last section, I think we're pretty close to being good to go. And I'm sure Mike has a whole bunch of comments for me. Good stuff to do. All right, let me make sure I got this. Okay, so yep, Diddle guides. We got Diddle guides to do. We're gonna be rating tonight. What does that say? Swami, Darnus Art? Darnus Art. Okay, so Swami in a minute is also going to paste. He just did. He's going to paste the raid call that we're all going to copy, and the raid is the best part. Okay, first of all, I got to thank everybody for showing up, coming out, staying late. Some of you guys stay up so late. John was tuning in from work. I mean, you guys really are awesome that you come out and watch the episodes. I'll be here next